Hey everyone, welcome back to our weekly live stream. This is live stream number 51, hashtag UpRock in Dubai. So I guess you can, I almost slipped off my chair. I guess you can guess where I am. So Jesse and I and Tim, late for work in the Discord rooms, we've been traveling a lot. And last week we were in Istanbul and this week we're in Dubai. And so I am not actually sitting here by myself. I am sitting next to my co-host Jesse Adams. What's up, Jesse?
Hey.
Morning.
And good evening.
Good evening.
Afternoon.
Good morning. And Christopher O'Connell in Tucson.
Hey, Chris.
Good morning, everyone. Evening your time. How is
Right.
you guys are finally in somewhere that has weather I actually like. See,
It's 103 degrees today.
How much is it?
103.
That's perfect. It's beautiful. Excellent
Yeah.
weather to sit outside and smoke a cigar. Anything under 90 is cold.
Oh my goodness, my makeup has melted off. I'm constantly feeling beads of sweat going down my back. I've already washed this shirt twice, and I've only been here for 2 days.
Yeah. See, Dubai suits me to a T. I should next time there's a thing in Dubai, I'll take that one because that's my weather.
It would be awesome if you were here. Yeah, honestly. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. Next time you have to come up out here with us. It's been a really great show, a great event.
Excellent.
Now it looks like we were 30 minutes earlier today because we do have to. Last week was a big show week. This is also a big show week. So we do have another AI and Web3 event after this stream. So it would be another short one. But even though we switched it up about 30 minutes early, it's great to see a lot of people still always pulling through on the live stream. So that's great to see.
Yeah, thanks,
people
guys.
from all over the world here. That's awesome. What's up, Spaceman?
Thanks, guys.
Idris. Hey.
Thanks, guys, for coming. Did you catch last week's stream? We did a couple of hours early, and we were in a actual real studio with like all the lights, and there was multiple cameras. It was super fun.
Yeah, that was nice. It's been happening for a couple of years where it's really nice for people who do content, where instead of having to fly around all your equipment and recording stuff, one of the kind of cool perks for these conventions, they'll like set up a room and people for free can like book a time slot and can do your live stream or podcast. And so it's just really professionally done. So we've booked them some time and and the whole team got on camera, which is cool.
It was really cool. So
this tells you a lot about how time and I don't know how to say this, how like time has changed things. Because if you watch old videos about like the 50s, right? Like at a business conference, what would they have? They would have a guy there to shine your shoes or a guy to clean your hat because you showed up for a conference and you didn't want to bring all your shoe shine stuff with you. So there's somebody to do it. In 2025, when you show up at a business conference, they have a live streaming booth for you to do your podcast from because you don't want to bring all your podcast equipment with you. Like think about like that weird how much that's changed.
I know, it's crazy.
That's founder-led marketing for you. So shout out to Solana's Floor and Global for helping us set us up with that. That was awesome.
Yep. Hi. Hey. Yep. Cool. Using UpRock. Nice.
Cool. All right, guys. So let's get into the stream. I mean, it's going to be a quick one. So like I said, this is number 51, which means next week will be 1 year.
That's awesome. It's crazy.
Although, is it 1 year? Because last week we did a 50.5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. Yeah.
But by time-wise, because we have not stopped 1 week. So time-wise, this will be 52 weeks exactly.
Yeah, that's a lot. So this will be a year, guys, that we've been doing this.
Yeah.
All right, so on the agenda, we're going to talk about Solana, because it's been a Solana week, Solana Crossroads. And then we're still spreading the Solana love here in Dubai. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about Crossroads highlights, Token 2049, which is why we're here in Dubai, and our new country week. Some product updates, and then we're out of here because we have some more events that we're going to before we turn in for the day.
Yep. Cool.
All right. So first off, I want to give a shout out to Solana. I mean, gosh, love Solana so much, and Crossroads was an incredible event to go to. They put on the Solana floor, put a great event together. The Crossroads was wonderful. We got to meet super teams. So just want to give some UpRock love, or how do the younger kids do it, like this now, or this.
Yeah. That's funny. That's easier. That's the
This is
stuff.
easier.
I'm sorry. Are you having a stroke? Should I call somebody?
It seems like I'm
She's
throwing
a-
up gang signs, but I think this is how like Gen Alpha or something does this now because this is easier.
Yeah.
I don't
It
know.
is?
Like, it's too difficult. No, it's not easy at all. This is hard.
Yeah. So everyone who actually did the ambassador program and contributed videos, the super team in Turkey is really strong. And they were just blown away with all the the video contributions, especially. And for all the winners, a shout out again. Like it was a really tough decision. And then we saw the people who won. You guys posted like thank you videos. So we just want to say that those are also very inspiring. So we watched all of those. There's like everyone was just and just some people just posted say hey thanks. And so we want to say thank you because that was awesome. And then the super team, Turkey team, they watched a lot of them too because they run the site. And they were just blown away that had so many great contributions. It was their work. There was the record-breaking number of any campaign ever. And then there is a super team, United Arab Emirates here. And we also met the super team Germany.
Shout out to Tristan. We'll try to get him on the stream.
And then so each of these super teams is a really great way to contribute to Solana, to earn with Solana, to make your to also just build a reputation and get involved with the community. And so it's really great, especially if you're building your own startup. It's a really great way to connect to the Solana community real fast and find people who are real passionate about people building on Solana and building DePIN and just in Web3. So I just want to say thanks again because that's why we want to have a whole slide about this because the Turkey team is amazing. Tufan, one of our co-founders here, he's also a member of Super Team Turkey. And so they throw good events. So yeah, so we're also going to do a bunch of stuff in Super Team Dubai. The Breakpoint is coming up. There's an event now in Dubai, but it's not really a Solana event. There was a big Solana event today, but the big one, Breakpoint, is going to be in Abu Dhabi at the end of the year, and Super Team Dubai or Super Team UAE is going to do a big thing leading up to that. So UpRock will definitely be a part of that too. So
yeah. Looking forward to that. Hopefully, Christopher, you join it. You come out to Dubai in wintertime.
Yeah, we planned that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to double check. They don't actually have winter there, though, right? It's just notional.
Oh yeah, I mean, technically, it's not actually winter, but yeah, the
Okay, I just double checking before I sign up for that. Yeah, okay. I've been tricked before.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah. All right. So Crossroads, Jesse was on stage a couple of times. We talked about this on the last week's stream. But you can, for the folks who missed that one, because we did do that a couple hours early, why don't you tell us about the two times you were on stage? First off, you were talking about Prism.
Yep.
You did an official event announcement about Prism.
Yep. So we specifically they asked us to focus on DePIN. And so obviously we have an amazing business tools. We're building next generation web tools for businesses powered by DePIN. So we went through that. We talked about the contribute to earn and how the community is the only way that actually makes this possible. Because without DePIN, without the community, the things that we're building would be simply too expensive to do in the Web 2 way. Like doing it with proxies or the traditional servers. It's just, wouldn't make any sense. It just doesn't make sense. This DePIN precision, like high scalable, worldwide global data by devices is only powered by the community. So that's what this talk is about. And then I think we have another slide do we have another slide for the other one? Yeah.
Oh yeah, the next one on the main stage, this is the big one.
And then this one was talking about onboarding. So, we have a two-side platform. We have the enterprise side, Prism, which is kind of new, but our more mature platform is obviously the consumer apps. And so we talked about how we're able to get a lot of community to actually be interested and download and share with their friends and family and actually stay engaged, and why our monthly active users and daily active users are continually growing. So that was a lot of fun. That was actually at 10 a.m., day 2, after the night before, one of the sponsors threw a rave that lasted till 5 or 6 in the morning. And the fact that people actually showed up after they tried to sabotage day 2 with a party like that is pretty impressive. So this people like to party hard and also work hard. I was actually very impressed that people showed up for the talk. So
there was a lot of people there, and we were responsible. We didn't stay out that late. I think we were the whole team. We were in bed, or we turned in
at 2 a.m. probably.
Yeah, by 3:30 a.m. It was fine. We didn't stay out till 5.
Yeah.
I 100% don't believe you.
We didn't even actually go to sleep.
Like, in Seattle, the club finishes at 2 a.m. That's last calls at 1:30. But in Turkey, no one actually shows up till 2 a.m. That's actually when the party starts. Maybe that's mostly Europe, but it's crazy.
I noticed that in Romania, hanging out with a team in Romania. I don't know how you guys do that.
Yeah. So but people showed up. It was a beautiful day. Istanbul was amazing. Most of the team was there, so it was also just really good. We're such a remote team. It helps just team building to once or twice a year we get together. We have coding sessions and kind of rally around these events. So it's just great.
Yeah. So there's a lot of recording of it, so you can catch that on. So we'll post it, or if we haven't already, on our X. So it's x.com/UpRock.com. Also on Solana Crossroads. I think it's Solana Crossroad. Crossroad, not plural. We'll drop it in the chat. So go check that out. That's going to be up there.
Yep.
So we have some questions here. Or a statement actually. So VDMD says DePIN is such promising tech. Amazing people are working full time on it. Why is it not more popular? What's missing? I will say this real quick.
Okay.
In Dubai, I mean, it is the topic. Everything's DePIN and AI.
Yeah. It's not actually. There's a bunch of most of the funding right now is a lot of it's DePIN and also actually AI too, but those are very closely related because DePIN is the data engine, but it produces so much data that AI helps make sense of it and unlocks the value from DePIN data. So it's perfect marriage. But yeah, DePIN's actually everywhere. There's huge funds just dedicated to DePIN. There's a couple $100 million funds that just raised a couple $100 million that just do this. So it's actually bigger than you think. Maybe it's just not mainstream because they don't. When you look at the apps, they don't say DePIN when you download the app. In our UpRock, you don't really see the word DePIN in the Play Store or App Store. We don't say that. We say it in our community because we want everyone to really understand what we're building. But when you first download it, it's more about the reward program than DePIN, right?
But I think that's true, and I also think that question summed it up right now. It's very promising tech. And people are working full time on it. But I think by virtue of the fact, if you're even watching this stream, you are way ahead of the curve on where this technology is. And so when you look at adoption, how long it takes stuff to be adopted. I mean, think about it today, 2025. It's pretty much there's no flip phones left, or no quote unquote dumb phones. But gosh, from the time the first smartphones were introduced to the time that they were truly in almost everybody's pocket was the better part of a decade. I remember when Jesse, you and I sat on panel discussions 4 or 5 years after the introduction of the iPhone, where we heard people confidently telling us that mobile devices were just a fad and it wasn't even worth making your website work on them because not enough people had them. And that was at a point where it was already, as a percentage of the population, bigger than DePIN is now. So the fact that this technology is very, very promising, is very almost inevitable, is certainly what I think, but also it's very early days yet. And so it's going to keep growing, and you're going to see it start to become much, in my view, much more mainstream in all probability. But until it gets to the point where truly everybody's grandma has one, it's going to be years.
Yeah. Actually, I remember that talk you're talking about, Christopher. It was the then CEO of one of the highest, I'm talking about top 5 highest traffic websites in the world at the time, and probably still today. And this was just a few years after the iPhone came out, and he said, I don't know about mobile. I don't think it's going to be worth our time.
Right, exactly. But the thing is, it wasn't a few months. It was years. It was probably 2014. So it takes time for things to truly get to their full maturity. So I think we're well positioned for this, and so that's the answer to that question, in my opinion, is that it's just
I think
it's on its way still.
I think that's fair. And also, last year was the year of all these projects hunkering down and building. This is the year where they're starting to, these products starting to launch, and they're shipping. And at the end of this year, and certainly next year and on, it's aggressive onboarding and scaling.
And like I said, a lot of the networks that we talk, a lot of the other DePIN founders, they also have they've also onboarded a ton of people to their projects, like weather sensors or satellites or temperature or like sound sensors. They're all mapping a lot of, or like cars, like sensors for your car for mapping, or sharing Wi-Fi, those kinds, like specialized hardware too, or just commodity hardware like the phone. So everyone's doing that now, and so now they're going out and building and selling all the resources they're accumulating through the community, whether it's data or like weather data, etc. And the other part of it is the AI tools are getting better and better and cheaper and more open source. So a lot of DePIN companies are also just using it just to make sense of all that DePIN data they're gathering. Because in the past, like everything is aligning. Because even in the past, you like maybe you get 1 million devices. How do you, like, it would cost a lot of money just to make sense of all that data too. And then the end product would be even more expensive. So it'd be expensive to do with the Web2 with proxies. Then just to analyze and digest it and convert it to something useful would be also expensive for the company to do, now let alone sell it, so you mark it up even higher. But all these things are converging together, where like just having a community and having just like this tokenized like microtransactions of data to many devices, and then all that data collected, have AI just to synthesize it and analyze it, and then provide useful analysis and a good product at the end of the day is just what makes it so much more efficient. So awesome. So all those things are happening. I saw this other question here. I want to get to this, but we're going to talk about Prism update later. But yeah, there's bottom line. Yes, I'll just tell you a little bit. We were hoping to do right before the live stream because we wanted to do it last week. So we'll do some screenshots, but we're actually right in the middle of getting it live. So.
Okay, so anyway, I guess we've had that was our quick roundup of the last week in Turkey. We had such a great time, and so that is to say,
oh yeah,
I don't know how to say that.
Turkey, then I think it just means we got great support in Turkey.
Yes, we got great support.
So Şerefe, cheers to Turkey community. Şerefe means cheers in Turkish.
And teşekkürler.
Teşekkürler. Yeah, thank you.
So much, Turkey. We had a wonderful time being in you, and
wow.
That didn't mean. As I was saying it, I was like, I gotta commit.
Yeah.
Anyway, we had such a great time, and also, how cool is this photo of Jesse and Sir Roz?
So. Yeah, actually, it's pretty cool. So another thing, we don't have a slide for this, but I did go to the founders retreat.
Oh, right.
So I got invited to have a like an off retreat with and we're inviting one founder per company, and so it was actually really great for all of us because it was about 50 founders in Solana, folks from Masari, there was from the Wink company, Yash from I think Send AI Fund was there, Chomp, people from Soulflare, Switchboard, Drift Protocol, Access Protocol, Step Finance, Kosh from Jupiter. We love him. He started Super Team. Huma Finance was there, Kaizen, NFT guys, Step Finance, Moonwalk. Let's see. DeFi Tuna was there. Marinade was there. Austin Federa, who was at Solana Foundation, now he's starting 00, was there. Etherfuse. Let's see. Dialect, Chris from Dialect. So it was a really good quality. Those are all really great companies on building on Solana. So I got to just basically, we spent the whole day. We did some get to know each other, kind of like founder speed dating. We took a couple of boats to some nice dinners, like belly dancing type stuff, and it was just good, like a good time to just get to know folks and figure out how we can help each other grow our businesses, share kind of like war stories. But really, the point is to make friends in an environment where you usually don't get that kind of quality time. So shout out to all the hosts that helped us with that. They were really amazing to do that as well.
Yeah, the founders retreat. That sounds like that. What a lineup. So the rest of us weren't there, but we all met up and had some amazing. I don't know what the skewers over I don't know Sir Roz. I don't know how to call the food, but it was delicious. It was this place he's been going to for 15 years. Okay. He loves this place. He was and he is, and by association, we were treated like royalty. It was incredible.
Nice.
But so we both had good nights. Yeah. Just different types. I stuffed myself with delicious food. Nice. And you were surrounded by incredible conversation and great people.
Yeah. So shout out to Step Finance.
I was also surrounded by great people too. I just also want to add that.
Yeah. So shout out to Step Finance and Solana Floor. They made the convention and the retreat happen. So,
cool.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, there you go.
All right. So, yeah, Turkey, thank you for the support. We love you. We love you so much. And we'll see you next year. Okay. Now on to Dubai, which is where we are now. We arrived a couple of days, 2 days ago, 2 nights ago. And we are here for Token 2049.
Yep.
And this is going on a few more days after this, but we are leaving. This is our last day. We're leaving, or last night, so we're leaving tomorrow. But this also has been a great trip.
Yeah. So today was DePIN Day. So we got to meet with a lot of folks we saw in Istanbul, but also some new folks as well. And of course, we're pitching UpRock the whole time. So that was great. We met a couple of funds in Turkey that have offices here in Dubai. So got to meet them and pitch them about UpRock. So when your token is live, it's kind of like you're a public company. And so you may not be raising like a traditional fundraising round, but you are going around, you need to constantly like pitch company, and you want to tell reasons why people should buy your stock, and kind of like buy your token. Like, here's what we're building, here's why you should care. And so people always say like you're always fundraising when you have a startup, and you're like, well, we did our first one, we can be one and done. That's not actually true. You always want to pitch it. You always want people to care and why we're building great things and why we're doing better than anyone else. So I got to do some follow-ups from Istanbul here, and there's just a lot of big players here. So that's also good for all of us in the community to be able to get UpRock in front of them and have them seriously consider why they should hold UpRock token. So that was great. And that's just a lot of things going on. Crypto is very crypto friendly here in Dubai.
Yeah. Actually, before I just realized I didn't say this. I'm just go back to Turkey. I miss Turkey so much, but I just want to go back to Turkey because this is actually a video you guys should go check out by Coinzonia. And so we reposted this on our X account. And so go to x.com/uprock.com and you can watch that video.
I'll just share here in the link.
Or is it yeah, there's a YouTube channel. Yeah. We'll put it in the chat.
Yeah.
But you guys check it out. Have your translator on or something, but so I just also want to share. I forgot to mention Coinzonia, so thank you for sharing that.
Sure, here you go.
We'll drop it in the chat.
Just drop it here. It's in Turkish. There's probably some translation. Always nice to get some media press, some press love. Yeah. Cool.
Okay, great. And so while we are in Dubai, our new country week. Well, our country week is not just Dubai; it's the United Arab Emirates. United Arab Emirates. So that is if you are in the UAE this week until May 5, then you're going to double your earnings. I know that last week we said we were going to do a poll, and we are going to take into account who won that poll. But you know what happened? Spain was actually leading the polls. And it's actually a good thing that Spain wasn't the country of the week this week.
Yeah, because they had the apps probably didn't work.
Yeah.
No, but
Spain lost power.
Yeah.
So we'll make it up to you if you were the final tally winner next week or shortly. But
of course we'll honor the poll, but we had to do Dubai. I forgot that there's an event here.
Yeah. Well, and then also next week that you're gonna Accelerate is in 2 weeks, correct? Yeah. Okay. So anyway, I don't know off the top of my head which country in the poll won all the different places you could answer, but I do know that Spain was in the lead last time I checked, and we'll make it up to the winner.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. So again, if you are in Dubai, just open the UpRock app. You'll see a little card that says Country Week Dubai. Just tap I'm in, and you don't even have to do that.
Not just Dubai, the other 6 Emirates as well.
I'm so sorry. Yes, if you are in the UAE,
there are 7. I've been to all of them, in fact.
Yeah.
Yes, funny. I'm sorry. Not just Dubai. Everybody, all the other states. So UAE. If you are in the UAE, you earned you get double your earnings this week.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of earnings, so there's many ways you can boost your earnings rate, and we're actually doing a lot more around this too. So right now, obviously, keeping the app open. If you're on iOS, that's a little more difficult. You do have to open it once in a while because it kills the app more often. That does help. A good connection helps. But we are going to do more ways to boost the actual earn rate right now. So there are ways to earn where you can play games, do surveys, and introduce shopping. And these are things that community has asked for more active tasks, but they don't actually impact the earn rate itself. And we will, and this is a common thing people are requesting. We're excited to share some ideas. We haven't shared exactly how we're going to do it, but we're going to have you're going to have more direct impact on your earn rate because this is a common request. But in the meantime, there are many ways to earn. There's a contributor program where we actually actively ask people for help us build in public on Discord. And so we get feedback and polls, surveys. Those are really great ways to earn. The Super Team Earn program. So if you want to create great content, we do contests regularly. And then again, like some of the internal tasks of and I'm not sure if all apply to your country yet, but we're going to keep adding more offers and deals. And Rocket's going to keep fetching more ways for you to earn better, more and more rewards in every geo around the world. So just let us know what geo you're located in, and we'll keep that in mind. And but yeah, in the meantime, best way to do it is you're in iOS, and definitely make sure the app is open as often as you can. Android is a little easier. Keep good connection, and then check out some of the off programs that we do. Yeah. For now.
All right.
Okay.
Great. All right. So now to the topic of the week. And well, it's been the topic of many weeks for us, but because we were announcing this publicly at the shows. I? Oh yeah. Thank you. Here we go. Prism. This is all we were talking about at the shows. Well, not all, but this took up a lot of the conversation. A lot of interest in Prism. And showing the demos, people really enjoyed seeing this. So why don't you take this away? You were the king at this. You were on stage doing this.
Yeah.
So and Jesse has some screens lined up, so he wants something to show you.
So back to the other question, we as things go in startup world, we were a little bit late. We actually wanted to launch this last week. We did demos at the retreat, at the show itself, and we did it live as well. But there were some things we wanted to fix. Actually, the thing is, when we did the demo, it wasn't actually bugs. It's just people were confused on some of the UX, and so we really wanted to prove the flow of it.
Yeah. When you see reactions and three people ask the same question, when one person asks a question, maybe they just didn't understand. When three people ask the same question, that's when you have to go, okay, our UI is not quite, it's not self-evident enough. And I mean, the other thing about getting software up and live on the web is sometimes you want to get it up and it just takes a little longer than you're expecting.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
That's the way it works.
You can laugh now. That was a joke. Such awkward laughter.
That's a bit of truth.
Yeah, that was a tough crowd, huh?
Sorry.
All right. So we're actually the whole team right now as we speaking right now. We're working on making it live. So I'll just kind of show you. Watch as soon as I make it live, or as soon as I share.
As soon as you share, it's going to decide to go all Spain on you.
I'm going to blame the internet. Okay, so so the site, we actually add a lot more content to the homepage, and you're going to see here Prism services. So we have, essentially the DePIN network is a real-time web stream of mobile web data, and we are able to package that in 3 really awesome products that are only possible with DePIN: distributed uptime. Then we have web data extraction and distributed stress testing. We can see the features are there. These are all things that we've really optimized the copy based on what people have asked over the past week. And then we really also highlighted this too. So we have a fun little animation here of our Prism thing, and that's interactive. You can see the 3 different the products here and a little more details. So once, I think probably tonight, once you launch the app, you'll be able to log in with your same UpRock account. Is that showing up like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So once you log in, single sign-on, really simple. You'll be able to log in, and then when you log in, you're gonna see Uptime Scraper, and the DDoS one is not self-service yet. So it's going to be very controlled because we don't want anyone to just do load testing of sites. We need to really vet people out. But the first one is going to be obviously launch the app Uptime. So this is live. This is not demo. This actually works. So you go in here. We already have Solana, Uptime, Prism, UpRock. You got devices, servers. We also have page speed. So if you want to monitor your website's page speed, we have infrastructure monitoring. I don't have one set up, but if you want to monitor your infrastructure, we have that working as well. Here's your incident reports. Here's all your status pages. So we have our regular uptime, distributed uptime, the DePIN powered one. And of course, you can go see and combine packages there. And then you can put maintenance mode. Maintenance mode means you can publicly tell people who are checking your network, like our site's going to be down for the next 2 hours, so people don't know that. So you can actually set that up here. And of course, you have settings.
Yeah, and you went over that. You went over that so fast. The whole thing about status pages is those are actually public status pages. So obviously, this is the Prism dashboard that you, as a website owner or operator, would use. But that published status page, you can select which monitors appear on it and create just a beautiful public status page that people can go visit. You can link that from your website, and of course, that's hosted by our global infrastructure. So even if you're having downtime, hopefully this is up. And actually, it's funny. I should have gotten a screenshot of it. There was a really, talking about that Spain power outage. When was it? 2 days ago? The map was looking really interesting because mobile networks, a lot of them do have some backup and stuff like that. But you could tell it was distinctly less dense than it normally is, and than the rest of the European continent while that was going on, because devices really were going offline en masse.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And now you can really break it down, like what's happening in each country and city, which you could never really do before with the traditional server-only cloud-based kind of options. And then you obviously have, these are the public versions. They're all looking great. And now just think about it. Why would you ever go back to this boring, like, we're up or down? Like this site, essentially, you're using this to say, hey, trust us, we're up. And this is like, this is actually a mark of trust. Like, we know what we're doing. Now, how much more powerful is it if you can show this instead? And you have and also for your developer team, how much more powerful is it for you to really enhance your performance and speed tests around the world? So that's pretty cool. And then we have Rockscraper as well. And this is our crawler network product. And this also, you can see how that works. We have a dashboard as well. You can see your, and then Playground here, you can actually type in your URL you like, et cetera. And then you can get your logs of all the different data you're crawling. So this is pretty awesome. This I just did you can see I did it right before the stream called, and then you can see I just did UpRock.com, and then our DePIN network actually crawled our entire website, UpRock.com/tokenomics network grants, every single page, which is pretty awesome. So this is
more
DePIN
than that. Go ahead and hit show logs, so you can show the people. It doesn't just get the page. We have it all set up to. All right. Well, of course, this is what happens when you live demo. Anyway, it automatically, you can select to have it automatically convert the pages to Markdown and stuff, so they can be ingested directly into other AI flows and stuff like that. So you don't even have to mess around with that.
It does download in a Markdown. Exactly.
Yep. Spaceman has a great question. Is it going to be free to use at the beginning? Yes, it's going to be free to use at the beginning. We are well on the way to adding billing. We've talked about this a lot, and so you'll see as it goes live that everybody gets a generous free quota. And anybody who bumps up against the edge of the free quota in the next few weeks, send us an email. We'd love to talk to you. But we've sort of thought about this a lot. We believe this is a great product, better than anything on the market, and therefore we don't think that we should say like, oh, it's just it's free for now. Like, oh, come try it. Oh, there we go. See, it did load. It just took a moment to load. So yeah, the page automatically converted to Markdown, and there you go.
See that, cool. And you can download this. So what's cool is that it goes to a site like UpRock. We just enter UpRock. You can actually add some AI prompts, like we support that as well. So you can say crawl for the news articles, or if it's Amazon, just crawl for shoes or whatever. But then it cleans. The point is, it cleans it up into a Markdown file, so it's very clean. This is great for when you want to feed it to AI models, because maybe you don't want to feed all the code and extra stuff that just costs extra to. You just don't want to waste a bunch of tokens on things you don't care about. So this is just a very clean, structured file, a Markdown file, and that's what sometimes you just need to do summary or analysis, etc. Right?
Yep. Exactly.
Yep.
So anyway, so so we've talked about this, and we've said we're gonna say that we're gonna put the pricing on from the beginning, because sometimes we think when you have a great product and then you launch it and you say, oh, like, it's all free, please come try it, because we don't even know if anybody wants this. This is great, people are gonna want it, and so we're gonna be forward from the beginning. This is a product that should be charged for, because a big piece of the revenue from this goes back into the community. And so it's important that obviously we're not going to charge every single person from day one. Of course, that's not how you sell a SaaS product, and you need a free trial and a free tier and all that kind of thing. But this is a real working, valuable product. And so we don't want to shortchange ourselves or the community by saying like, oh, it's going to be free for the first year or whatever. Please just, desperately come use it. Now, I think, I don't want to make any promises right now, but I think we'll probably, good chance we'll always have a free tier or a free trial or something like that. Because of course we want people to try it. We want people to see how great it is, and not have friction in that process, just like any sales process. But it's a good product. And so I think we can be confident in charging for it to bring that money into the community.
Yeah. And guys, see how awesome that was. I entered the UpRock.com and it sent it out to many devices around the world. We got the data in a very structured, useful way, in just in a couple of seconds, and that's awesome. And mobile data is more lucrative than desktop data, so we'll be able to sell, and we can sell it by the gigabyte. So that's going to be really great. And yeah, it's like this is. That was a long way to get here. It's a lot of work to build and it's way more cost efficient than a Web 2 proxy. Just let you know that this is way more powerful. So really excited. Like when I was at the Founders Retreat and during the event, many people asked us for developer API keys. So great. We want people to try and test it out. So if you're in the audience and you also have, if you have a need for web crawling and you currently use a proxy network or some type of, you just need to be able to crawl the internet to connect it to your apps, or you're using an AI agent, or maybe even your cursor editor, and you're already using some kind of proxy thing, love for you to try the UpRock network instead, and we'll give you an API key.
Yeah. And also, I want to reflect for a second, because last time I was in Dubai was the end of May or middle of May. It was actually the first time I ever did. I put my face on one of these streams when Seb Monty was helping us with our streams.
Yeah.
Before our TGE. So last time I was here was pre-TGE, and the beginning of my live streaming career. But it's only been, and that was end of May. So like it's been less than a year.
Yeah.
And we did, so much has happened in this last year. I mean, 5
platforms.
Now we're here again in
Windows,
2025.
Linux, Mac, iOS, Android.
Windows, Linux, Mac, 5 platforms.
Earn program has beefed up considerably, almost 3 million installs. SaaS platform with 3 amazing products. And we just demoed 2 that are like pretty awesome and powered by the community. So a lot, and with a team that's less than a dozen. So
it's
pretty
great.
good.
And I'm a pretty shy person in public at these events, and I can't afford to be shy here anymore because I might want to try to hide, but I can't, because people see the shirts now and they're like, "Oh, hey, UpRock," and then they want to talk to me about it. And it's great. It's just it's great electricity, and we're all doing this together, guys. So it's like wonderful. Just this reflect back when people ask, "Oh, how long have you guys been working on this?" or whatever. It's like, oh wow, it's been less than a year, almost 11 months since the last time I was here, and so much has changed.
Yep.
Progressed.
You know what's fun too? I mean, just a few months ago, I went to another convention and everyone was just talking about memes the whole time. But I think everyone got so burned, they're like, back to what's serious. So that's another reason why
back to utility.
People were really excited about real business cases that generate money, and everyone's in line. Community, the supply and demand side, community, the businesses that are involved, everything is just very aligned, incentivized. So anyway, it's been great.
It's definitely the time is, the topic is DePIN and AI. Those are, everyone's talking about this. Yeah. And so good for all of us. We got in on this earlier. We're ahead of the curve. And everybody here, like Chris said, if you're listening to this, not just us, but if you've been into DePIN for a while, you're already ahead of the curve.
So that's the long answer to, we are right in the middle of making sure this is going out live. We really wanted to do it at Crossroads. Like you said, one of the reasons why we do live demos is we actually can get such good feedback right there. You just literally we bring the laptop around, we watch people do it. I kind of just let them play, and I just see it, and you can see exactly where people get stuck. And so, okay, we need to fix that before we open up to hundreds and thousands of people. I think it's pretty good to let people play with it tonight. And then once we just share it with the community, we will do we had over 600 people sign up, so we'll do a newsletter, send it out there, so those early signups can actually go in. And then once they try it and the community tries it, then we're going to reach out to the Solana Foundation. They've said that they're going to be excited to post about us. So actually getting a post from Solana.com from their post, because that's huge for us, and they're really supporting a lot of DePIN. So they said they'll do it. So we're going to hold them to it. That'd be really good for getting a shout out from the Solana Foundation.
Yeah.
And then we have also, of course, our early partners. They're all excited about it. So we're going to just keep the momentum going. But start off with just community, early signups, then Solana community, and then from there, just constantly build up lead generations with Web2 companies and everyone else too, not just crypto companies. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So we have to make this. Well, okay. Actually, that's for Prism. Chris, what do we got? We've been a little busy. We got some updates on the mobile apps.
Yeah.
There was an RC that came out that we were testing. I see some of the Rocketeers in here. We're talking about surveys in the Android.
Yeah.
It's an internal track at the moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So we're testing out surveys.
Right. Mm-hmm. That's a good answer. So we got surveys. We got surveys in the release process. So if you don't have them yet, within a day or two, you should be prompted for that update, or have auto updates turned on. It's rolling out, as Rika just said. It's live, but as you guys probably know, the full release process takes a few days. But that will be available. We would love everyone's feedback on that. Are you liking it? Is there a good selection of surveys available in your country or your region? And but we think this is pretty good. As I think we mentioned before, we tested out and did development or a fair amount of development on this at the end of last year. And then with that particular provider, when we really looked at what they had available and we started trying the experience, it just wasn't good. A lot of the surveys they appeared to be real, but then they didn't in the end. And then so there was no reward. And we said, no, this isn't what our community wants. This isn't going to be fun for people. So and it's not going to be rewarding. So we backed off from that. We went and looked around, went and found a bunch of companies, negotiated with a bunch of them to get a great deal for the community, and something that we think has plenty of inventory for people to actually make use of. So yes, just rolling out. Super excited to have that off the plate, and then we'll be doing more releases in the coming weeks. We've got more desktop updates coming. If you haven't upgraded to the latest version of the desktop app yet, please upgrade to that, because that will actually let you know when there's another update. And then got more good stuff on the way.
Yep. And I think also a device listing fix was in there. So the Rocketeers mentioned some of the device in the device verification. I think there was a bug there that Rika was able to squash. So that's great. And there was a couple other bugs in there, like minor bugs that we were able to fix in this release. So yeah.
And then updates to the game offers and
an update, and a slight update to on Sleek as well for the shopping rewards.
Oh, shopping. That's right. The shopping. So lots of stuff has been happening while like we're working in the field, and then the team we're all split, so the team is at keyboard, and then some of us are on the field. It's just been a busy couple weeks.
Yep. Oh, and also and the website's actually gonna an update to the website actually probably go out this weekend too, so the website needs some TLC.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that's mainly it.
Okay, guys. I'm reading from Sasha. I'm having issues how to explain and why share the bandwidth. Oh, okay. So Sasha is telling friends to use the app on their phone and is asking, hey, I'm having issues explaining how and why they share, you want to share your bandwidth or your unused compute. I get into it, and at the end, I don't understand. Can you help me explain it to a kid? Okay. So how would you explain why you should use, how would you explain why you should use UpRock earnings app to
specifically why share the bandwidth?
Why share the bandwidth? Yeah.
Earn rewards. I can explain that to anybody in the world.
By the way, if a kid wants to know why they should share their bandwidth, that's a smart ass kid.
I also just have to, because for legal reasons, no, you got to be an adult. But this is says so you got to accept that. But anyway, yeah, I'd say it's something like this. So you get told, hey, you should share. Sharing's good, and you're like, but I don't like to share. It's my stuff. And then it's like, okay, but how about you get rewarded for sharing? And also when you're not using it. Well, that sounds pretty good now. It's just your phone's just sitting there. You paid for it. It's just sitting there charging overnight. You're not doing anything else with it, and so you can share your bandwidth and get rewarded. And that helps build this great community, and provide rewards. I'm sure your friends do ask tough questions. So the I think the main point is the phone is a thing you buy and you pay for no matter what. And depending on what country you're in and what your bandwidth plan is, you either have unlimited or nearly unlimited bandwidth, or you have metered bandwidth. But either way, the goal is that the rewards we provide should be far more valuable than the small amount of bandwidth we use. And that is really the reality of UpRock as well. You know, on a lot of devices, if you go into the app settings or the app monitor and stuff like that, it'll show you how much bandwidth does each app use, how much power does it use, and so on. And we've really designed UpRock to be very respectful and careful in that regards. So we try to share. I'm sorry, try to share. We try to use as little as possible to provide the greatest reward. So we don't just burn it for no reason. We do have to run the speed testing, which uses a little bit, but other than that, we really try to be respectful of that. You know, and how the process works is very simple. And I think, honestly, having Prism out will make it a lot easier to explain to people. You can just show them the Prism page and be like, see, you and I, along with millions of other people, are helping to power and create this page. And as you'll see, it's not that every device is being used in every second. They're being used as necessary and in a sort of a randomized manner so that we get the best possible data set. So if you want to really know, hey, how fast is this website around the world, or how often is it up, and what countries is it up from? We don't actually need to load from every device in every second. Statistics lets us really take a representative sample and generate a high confidence output while using just a modest amount of data and devices for each individual site in each individual time period.
Oh, you know what? As you're talking, Chris, I think I'm gonna riff off that a little bit. Here's another. As you're talking, it inspired me to think about that. I think one way you can think about it is like everyone, not everyone, but most people now at least have a social media account. Maybe you ever thought about starting your own online store, you have your own blog or some kind of website, and maybe it's starting to grow. So that you have a dream to have an online store and it's starting to grow. And then maybe you realize around the world, it's like for some reason people are not coming to your site, or people are telling you it's slow in Korea or slow in New York, and you're like, well, shoot, what are they? Is this real? Is it really that slow in Korea? And are you going to call a friend in Korea to be like, hey, can you just load my Shopify account? Like, tell me how fast is my site there? Like, I've heard it's slow. Can you just load it real quick and tell me how fast it is? Or do you even see it? Like, I've heard my site doesn't even load in Korea. I want to know if it actually shows up. Can you show me if it's actually up? And like, does my shopping links work? Does my shopping cart work? Like, let me know. And then your friend in Korea might like, yeah, sure, I'll help you out. Like, check it out. So you load your site. Yeah, man, it's really super slow. I don't know what's happening, but there you go. Okay, cool. Now you know. God, I need to fix something happening in South Korea, or it could be in London or whatever. Now imagine you have that site, you want to have the best, your dream site is have this great online store or business. You want to be able to do that at scale and check like, why is how fast is my site or product running around the world? What are other people seeing when they actually load my stuff? And so we live in a digital world now where you can't just call your friends around the world, tell you like, hey man, yeah, or your customers online to complain like, hey, UpRock.com is down for me. That is like kind of the poor way of doing things. You really want to have like an automated network, living, breathing DePIN network that will actually constantly check your site to tell you, yeah, your Shopify site is up, or your website is up, or if it's down in one country, here's why it's down, and here's how you can fix it. Because then you want to be able to sell more products, do more services, and have your dream to have a really great site. So. Yeah. Anyway,
and this isn't hypothetical. We ourselves in years past have been there before, where at previous things we were working on, somebody would often me, would put up the bat signal in Slack and be like, hey, everybody, like, is this working wherever? And then, try to ping somebody who's at dinner to like run to their computer real quick and see if it works from their home internet connection. And even then, it's rarely exactly what, how many friends do you have? Jesse has many friends. I have a few, but like, you ping somebody and say, hey, can you just like go check this and real quick? And but they're like 1,000 miles away from where you want to check. At least it's closer than where you are. But that's the reality of it. So this is bringing that full circle, making it automated and great.
The funny thing is we do that right now. Like even with our own team, like we add the surveys and we'll say, hey guys, I'm not seeing surveys in Romania right now. We literally do that just on a small local level when we test something, or even when in the chat sometimes someone says, hey, in Nigeria, UpRock app is slow, or I'm not earning as much. Like those are things those are performance metrics we're getting live from our own community when you say, hey, it's not working for me, or your site is down, or something is slow. The Rocketeers just mentioned that too, like, hey, this one page is slow and where I'm from, like, or what could, so we kind of dissect it just a little bit by little bit. But the real smart way to do it is to gather thousands of data points from the actual edge, the mobile edge, which is what people see around the world. And then when we collect all that, analyze it, then we can, okay, here's how we can improve. Here's the high priority issues. Here's the mid, low. This is why performance monitoring, uptime monitoring is a multi-billion-dollar business, because everyone wants to be able to provide the best services, whether it's a website, API, shopping service, whatever. And then of course on the flip side, you also want to stress test it. So not only when you get really good, when you have a great site and your dream site is actually turning out to be pretty awesome, then you're more vulnerable to attacks. But you also want to say, hey, if it's the holiday season or Christmas time, can we handle the traffic before it happens? So then a lot of times you'll hire the same company, not just to monitor your services, but to send a lot of your traffic through a DePIN network now to say, yeah, what would happen if we actually had 10,000 people show up on our site today? Can we actually handle the traffic? And then we can simulate that, and they can test it and then do fixes so that when the holiday comes, their site doesn't break down and you actually lose real business.
Yeah.
You want to prevent these things before it actually happens. This is the idea of performance monitoring. It's very proactive. You do it before things go bad. So I think that's why you share your bandwidth. And then the last one is just scraping. Again, kind of goes back to real time. So I think we're like, I don't want to make that one, but I think the Shopify, the performance monitoring is probably the most easiest story to explain.
Well, for why you want to share your bandwidth, but then also how does the process work? That's the other question too. Exactly,
and the point there is like you said, if you really want to know how is my site running in New York, you might want to call your friend in New York. Like, hey, I have a website up. I heard it's really bad there. Can you let me know? Is that true? That matters.
These are both great answers. I think you guys put this very well. And I have a more petty answer where I think of sometimes with my phone as this girl cost me a lot of money. She has health insurance and she needs to earn her keep. So she got all that unused compute and bandwidth. You better work, bitch. So I turn it on and I make some money.
Nice.
She doesn't pay her rent. She doesn't pay enough.
Yeah.
And she only gives me a fraction of her power. So I'm gonna make her work.
Yeah, don't be lazy. I get it. That's a good one. Okay.
She has health insurance. There's a long time I didn't have health insurance. Why does my phone have it?
That's right.
Anyway, so guys, we were saying we're gonna make this a quick one, but we just can't. I just also want to highlight, he's not here right now, but I was cracking up a second ago because Tim is in the room with us and he's trying to be quiet and he didn't want to come behind us. So he was just crawling around the floor just a second ago. No, he's hidden now, so I'm going to tease him now while he's tucked away and he can't stop me. But that was why I was cracking up a second ago. Fun little Tim. But anyway, maybe he can stop in and say hi.
Yeah. Well, okay. I think we do. We are a little bit late to the next one. So.
Oh, okay. We gotta go, guys. It's
Hold on.
What are you doing here?
There you go.
There we go. Okay, guys, we have to take off. We have another event, yes, at 10 o'clock, but Dubai does not sleep, and neither does DePIN, and neither does crypto, and apparently neither do we. So we will see you guys next week on Thursday. We'll be back in Seattle by then.
Yep.
Yes,
we'll
and
be back in Seattle. Yep.
Usual setup. Christopher, we miss you.
Yeah, and then I think
Christopher's just like, yep, silence.
the next event we'll have a week downtime where we can just actually get like really just back to work, which is great. And then we're going to go to Solana Accelerate, Chris and I maybe. Definitely going to the New York, maybe Jen, but definitely Chris and I, which is they're going to be their big Solana event in New York City. They're trying to make it rival the Abu Dhabi one that's coming up, but that should be pretty good. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for more crypto stuff back in America. So
yeah,
what you say?
I'm excited for more crypto stuff in America.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. When I was talking to Super Team, we were saying like, hey, there should be a Super Team in like Pacific Northwest, like Super Team Cascadia. I don't know. Maybe they I don't think there's one in Seattle, but like Super Team Cascadia, that would be pretty cool. Super Team Southwest.
We need a
Super Team Portlandia
right now.
What did you say?
I said Super Team Portlandia. Keep it weird.
Keep it weird, yeah. All right. Yes. Same for us to all you rockers, everybody in the chat, in the watching the stream. Keep it weird, keep it happy, keep it snappy. As they go in the birdcage, make it happy, make it snappy, make it. Oh, the producers, make it gay. Yeah.
All right, everybody.
As always, thanks for spending your Thursday with us. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, everybody. Bye.
Bye.